Hey guys. Well, what a lot of us felt was going to happen um, has finally happened here in California. I mean, I know that California is not the only state that has been doing this. Other states in recent weeks have been doing this, and that's kind of recoiling, the kind of a reversing course with the reopening. Um, just today, our governor made the announcement that 19 counties, including the one I live in, Stanislaus County, have to close up several places for the time being because of the sudden spike in the virus. Places like movie theaters, family entertainment places, restaurants, bars. And it's ironic that it's happening just around the time of 4th of July weekend, which some people are actually upset about. There's some, not a lot, but there are a decent amount of people that are upset that the freedom to go out and have fun is now being taken away on the weekend or throughout the weekend or just before the weekend where we celebrate our freedom. Now, I know some people are hoping that maybe President Trump, and maybe he will, we don't know, but perhaps President Trump will come out and use some kind of absolute authority or a bit of it to say, look, I don't like some of these decisions you governors have made, so I'm going to use my power to override it, and I'm going to give that freedom back to the people because this is the weekend we celebrate our freedoms. But whether or not he does that is, still up in the air as to whether or not he'll address it. But here's the thing, and I did a video yesterday that I have yet to upload. But basically, in the video, I said that the whole mask situation, again, like I said, one thing I said in the video is, I still stand a little bit by what I said. The fact that the whole virus thing, pandemic thing, is a lot more blown out of proportion than it should be, but I do understand the seriousness of it. I do understand like I said, I do understand the seriousness of it, especially seeing what it does, from a personal standpoint. I do understand the seriousness of it. So I get why masks are being made mandatory in several states, or if not optional, or not executively, ordered to be worn in public places. I get that. I understand that. And I know some people don't like the idea of having to do it, because some people feel it's a form of submission. But like I said in the video, and I go more into depth with that video, which I also did while I was drinking a Bud Light seltzer, lemon lime flavor that is, which I guess helped me with my emotions during that video. I basically said, flat out that the wearing the mask, it's kind of like when you go and get a shot, for the flu or for whatever, sickness that a vaccine shot could help prevent or reduce. Or it's like going to get your teeth fixed or going to a dentist to get them fixed and everything. It's like everybody says, the quicker you get it, the quicker you do it, the sooner you do it, the sooner you'll feel better. And that's how I look at the mask situation. I look at the mask situation as being something that the sooner you wear it, the sooner you get it over with and wear it, especially in the areas where it's most noted to be worn. It's like the sooner you do it, the sooner you might be able to have a little bit of normalcy once again. And like I say in that video, and like I say, I go into more in detail in that video I did yesterday, you look at people like me that work at a job for 48 hours, depending on how we scheduled. You think we like wearing it? We don't, but we do it because, hey, we know, one, it makes the customers feel better and safer, and also we know that the sooner we wear it, the more we wear it, and the sooner we wear it, the quicker, the time is going to come where we'll get the announcement where we won't have to wear it anymore. But yeah, like I was saying, our governor made the announcement today that 19 counties, including Stanislaus County and San Joaquin County, and other counties around the central, if not, if not the southern part of the Bay Area, have to, reclose a lot of the places that reopened. Now, my thought process is this. I'm trying to give Newsom a chance because he's a family man and he's just doing what, is beneficial, not just, for people like me, but for families. And whether you like the guy or you don't, or whether you like his decisions or you stand behind his decisions or you don't, I'm willing to give the guy a chance, realizing that he's probably only doing this to, to really decrease the infections that may occur over the 4th of July weekend. Now, is there a possibility that this is going to cause an uprising, a protest on him? Absolutely, it's going to cause an uprising and protest on him. I mean, that's how I guess some of the decisions were made to reopen things. It was by people protesting the governor and saying, and getting him, basically forcing his hand, I guess you could probably say, and get him to do what they felt was the right thing. And now he's had to reverse course. He's causing counties and the mayors and the people in charge to reverse course. And as a result, it may just end up causing another uprising and protest against him. Because the one thing that I've noticed that is actually happening, and I don't know if this is going to actually occur or take place or be a part of the poll or something like that, but there is a recall option. There's a recall petition online to recall our governor. And the last time a California governor got a recall was, according to Wikipedia, was 2003. And that was Gary Davis. And now it seems that people with the 2020 election want to do the same thing to Newsom because they feel he's not doing the right thing. And whether or not the recall is successful, I can guarantee you this. Newsom is not going to, as much as I hate to say this, he's not going to be intimidated twice. And I'm not saying that to suck up to the guy. I'm just saying that if you look at who he's connected to from a relatable standpoint, that being Pelosi, Newsom is going to be stubborn enough to basically stand by what he says. Yes, there's no doubt. I give it before this month out. In fact, I give it within a week that he's probably going to allow those 19 counties to reopen in some capacity, but with the catch that if they're going to reopen, they got to make sure the masks are worn. That masks are going to be not just mandatory, but they're going to be, as he said they would do, enforced. They're going to make sure people wear them. And again, I know people, and I say this in the video, I know people feel that it's a form of submission, and that's your right to think that, but to me, it's to quell the fears of others that are getting mixed signals. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, Newsom actually has people creating a recall petition site to recall him as governor because they feel he's not doing a good job. But I asked those people that want to do that recall, and look, that's your right. That's your right. If you feel Newsom's not doing a good job, if you feel he's failed the state of California, let me ask you this. Is part of the recall that you're doing, is part of this recall because he's making you wear masks? Is that part of the recall that you have to go out now, you can't go into a public area without wearing a mask? Is that part of the recall? I'm just curious. Because I noticed that the recall Gavin Newsom deal has been popping up a lot more than usual ever since he's basically said, hey, look, we need to make these mandatory, or we need to make them optional. And, it makes me curious whether or not that's true. And it also makes me curious whether or not a lot of other states have people creating online petitions to recall their governors. Some of the recalls, I would agree, do make sense. seen as though like some states, like let's say Michigan at one point, their governor didn't even want people stepping outside their door. So, so I can agree that some recalls may be necessary, but I ask you, are any other states doing this to their governors? It makes you wonder. Because some people may say it's the Democratic governors that are doing these recalls, not recalls, but are doing these, rollbacks. So basically reversing course and saying, okay, hold it, we gotta shut down again temporarily because of the spikes. Some people are saying it's mostly Democratic governors, but others have pointed out it's also Republican governors. So it's kind of almost like a 50-50 deal. It's like half Republican, half Democrats. From a governor perspective, are the ones that are reshutting, or basically reclosing things down because of the sudden spike in the virus. Now, again, as I've said before, do I think this whole thing's overhyped? Absolutely. Do I think, do I think that the mixed signals, because of the overhypeness at times, is causing people to be confused? Absolutely. But whether or not you believe that, or whether or not you believe that to be true, the fact of the matter is this. Right now, we are going through a moment in history to where sometimes a sacrifice has to be made. A sacrifice has to be made. And again, I don't agree, obviously, with the decision to have to wear a mask for 4 to 8 hours a day, or for a couple of hours where you go out in public to enjoy a meal at a restaurant, or you go out in public to, to the malls and to shop and stuff like that, or wherever. I don't agree with it, but again, it's, as I said in that video that I'm going to upload later, it's like a shot. It's like getting a shot. It's like going to the dentist and getting your teeth pulled and fixed and whatever, which a lot of people in my family say I need to do. But anyway, getting to the point, a lot of people will tell you when you go to a dentist to get your teeth looked at and fixed, when you go and get the shot necessary to make yourself feel better, basically they will tell you that the sooner you get it done, the sooner you will feel, the sooner you will feel better, or the better you will feel. And that's, I think, what the message is. I think that's what a lot of governors across the country need to tell their citizens in their states. They need to use that comparison of, hey, it's just like a needle. It's just like a needle. It's just like getting your teeth pulled. It's just like getting it's like just getting like a certain operation that's overdue, that the sooner you get it done, the better you will feel. And that's how I look at it here. That the sooner people put the mask on what's required, the quicker we will get back, the sooner and the quicker we will get back to some kind of normalcy. And that's about it. That's about it. Again, I don't agree with having to wear one for 4 to 8 hours a day at work, but I do it. And people have to understand that. I may not agree, people I know may not agree with a lot of Newsom's decisions, but what he's doing is basically what he feels is best from a family perspective, not just a government perspective, not just because his aunt is Nancy Pelosi or anything like that. He's doing what he has to do from a family perspective, like what's going to protect him, what would he, basically he's looking at it from in my opinion, and I don't know why I'm thinking this, but he's looking at it from the perspective of somebody that's wondering, okay, what would I want my governor to do what would I want my governor to do? What decisions would I want my governor to make to protect me and my family from the situation we're in right now? That's about it. It's not about taking away freedoms. What it is about protection. That's about it. And again, I look at it this way. It's, as I said before, and I say it more in that one video, it's like a shot. It's like going to get a shot, a vaccine shot, to make you feel better, to prevent you from getting sick. It's like going to the dentist and getting your teeth pulled and fixed. It's like getting that long overdue operation that you've held off for a while. The sooner you get it done, the sooner you'll feel better, or the better you will feel. And that's how the mask situation has to be looked at. That the quicker and sooner you don the mask, as asked, the sooner we can get back to a life of normalcy. The sooner you do it, the quicker things will get back to normal. And that's really all I have to say about it. But yeah, 19 counties, I'm believing only for a time, for about a week or so, maybe 2, have shut down or being forced to shut down certain establishments to decrease the thing. And again, it's not to take away freedoms. It's not to do this or that. And in my opinion, because, I don't agree with everything Newsom says, but the thing is, again, I don't agree with anything Newsom says or stands for, but what he is doing, from my opinion, and again, I don't know why God's putting this on me right now, but I think what God is looking at, in my opinion, is he's looking at the fact that, hey, you don't have to agree with some of the things he stands for, but he's doing what he has to as a family man to protect his family as you would protect yours. In other words, he's putting himself, as crazy as it sounds, in the shoes of the normal citizens of, okay, what would I want my governor, if I was like you, what would I want my governor to do to protect me and my family? That's about it. That is about it. And again, I know some people don't agree with it. I understand that, but I look at it like this, and I go more into depth than this in the videos, which is a lot shorter than this one. But basically, it's like getting a shot. It's like getting a shot by a needle it's like getting a vaccine shot to protect you from a flu-like symptom, which a lot of people say this virus is. It's like going to get your teeth fixed by the dentist. It's like going and finally getting that surgery that you've held off and done with. Basically, it's the old saying of the sooner you do it, the better you will feel. And in this case, the sooner you don that mask when it's required, the sooner things get back to normal. That's the way I look at it. But again, guys, I do have one video upcoming. Like I said, I do get a little bit more emotional there because I did it after work. Of course, I was tired as well, but I also had a Bud Light Seltzer. Well, before that, I was in the process of drinking it. And let's just say I kind of repeat what I say here, but I have a little bit more emotion. So check it out when it uploads. But that's all I'm going to say, though, guys. I'm going to get into work now so I can get something to eat real quickly before I clock back in from lunch. But yeah, that's just my opinions. And let me know what you all think down below. I'll talk to y'all later.